Hello, this is Rochelle and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be diving into one of Journal2Faith or Terence Snyman's devotional kits. They are brand new on the market here in South Africa. They come with a devotional, 14-day devotional, a stencil, a product, a stamp, and then a step-by-step tutorial. So I'm opening it up here on day 1. Which deals with Matthew 17 verse 20, and you'll see me just wet the stamp slightly on the back so that it goes or sticks to my acrylic block. I am going to page prep. I'm not quite sure what the process requires today, so we're just prepared. I usually page prep anyways, just because it makes me feel safer when I do the project. So here's how I page prep. I put the gesso on the card and I just swipe it evenly to the outsides. That assures a thin layer and dries quicker. So here, this acrylic paint on the card swipe technique, I've always battled with. I don't know, I just don't get the strokes as pretty and evenly as everybody else does. But practice makes perfect, so we'll try again. I quite like this color. It's like a rose gold kind of color that was included in the pack. It is by Cadence, and they call it a multi-surface paint. So let's see. I did want a variance of color, since there's one color in the devotional kit. I will use my trusty method of getting a different hue of color or shade of color. I don't know which one is the right one. I first try and go darker by adding some pigment to the color, but it doesn't quite, maybe the intensity is not right, maybe the mixture, I'm not sure, but it doesn't work from the get-go. So what I do is I just take some trusty white dollar tempera paint. It's stock standard in any house with children, I think. And so I just take my brush and again just put a little pea-size drop on the card and just scrape it down. I don't know, I think I'm overthinking it as usual. And so at one stage I kind of just, it gets smeared like all over the show, and yeah. Ended up not looking too bad, but you've got to, stick to the process. Just don't give up. Just stick with it. And so I'm applying the paint. I'm going to go in with my stamp just now, and what I wanted was a little ghost stamp. So at first I used the that Faber-Castell Pit Artist pen to just put like a ghost print down, and then I'll go over it with a black ink, VersaFine Onyx black ink, just to so then it makes it that shadow is that brownish color on this page. I did get some residual stamping from the outside of the block, so I just decided to make like a little stitching mark with that same brownish color, or I don't know, red brown, whatever you want to call it. I'm highlighting my verse with the Pit Artist pen as well, and then I go in to write my sentiment. Obviously I don't want to word for word copy the process, and that's really, I love doing Bible journaling in that even if you do follow a process, our pages never look alike. It has our own unique touch in it. It has what you get from God in, and the time you spend with God. And do you remember the verse? The verse says, faith like a grain of mustard seed can move a mountain. And this specific translation actually says, will move the mountain. And so I was quite struck by that. I'm taking some Distress Oxide ink and just applying it through this stencil with a blending tool. I saw from Stir the Soul that she actually kind of squishes it in there and gets a really pretty pigment on the page, and so I tried that today. Pressed a bit harder and applied a bit more pressure. Just randomly getting these crosses over this page. So I've said there, faith like a grain of mustard seed, and then I will complete the sentiment with really my revelation of will move a mountain. We don't need a lot, we just need a little. And God does the rest. God adds His supernatural to our faith, and miraculous things happen for healing, for relationships, for where there's death in our minds, where we've given up. If we apply faith in who God is, not in who we are or what we can do, but really faith in who God is. We can do anything. Nothing is impossible for God. I'm taking this white acrylic paint pen by Jane Davenport, and I'm just adding some white dots. It's like little highlights on the page, just some more dimension, something else. And I've stamped the date at the bottom. And I'm taking a white gel pen to add to those stitching that I made around the residual stamping. And that's it for this page. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to work through the devotional in much the same fashion as what I did with this page. I'm actually just coloring this tab with the same paint that was left over in my little tray, so that it's not so stark against the background. Applying it with some Tombow liquid glue or liquid adhesive, and there we go. So working through the devotional, it has the scriptures, and then it has some prompts, some questions that it requires you to answer. Again, all of this art is useless if we don't do it because we want to spend time with God and we want to be in His presence and learn and grow and spiritually mature. So that was just simple, quick stamping, and then that's it for this page. Adding it to my traveler's notebook. Thank you for watching.